Welcome, nerds and nerdettes, to the Status Effect Podcast, a show where three friends gather each week to talk about video games and other cool stuff. My name is Michael. To my right is Justin.
I'm Justin. Welcome to the Status Effect Podcast.
To my left is Zach.
Let's settle it in Smash.
Settle what?
I don't
Settle
know.
what?
Settle
Did
something.
You should have asked me to set you up, and I would have.
yeah.
but you didn't.
Sorry. Can you set me up?
Hey Zach, you're dumb.
Let's settle it in Smash. There you go.
Okay, nice
that was
try.
good.
Nice
that was
try.
good.
What are we smashing?
We're smashing.
We're smashing brothers together.
we're ultimately
Smashing them.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. So it's Saturday after the release of Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Dude.
We played it
Oh, yeah. We did.
briefly, but enough.
We did.
I watched a ton of gameplay as well. I'm not getting it till Christmas. I'm sorry. I want to get on the hype train, but I'm not getting it till Christmas. Just because if someone's gonna buy it for
So
me.
lame, dude.
Anyway, but
So lame.
it is everything I want it to be, and more.
It is absolutely marvelous. It is like a love letter to Smash Brothers, to video games in general.
Yeah.
Like, it's
You
got
should've-
so much
You
in
should have been like, you should have heard us in this like studio before when
Oh,
we were
yeah.
playing it. It was literally just like a bunch of curse words screamed at the top of our lungs, and then just victory shouts.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure at some point the Switch might have got tossed around the room. I don't know. It was a blur. I don't know.
My throat's still sore
Yeah,
from the winning and the losing.
from the winning and the losing, as it normally is. I
Yeah.
guess.
it. Yeah. It is a marvelous game, though.
Michael, you've had the most time with it. So.
I have had probably an afternoon or two with it.
So give us an overview.
well,
Like,
it's
what
only
are
been one
people
afternoon since it
that
came
are
out.
that
so-
are Smash fans and people that have never played them before. What do they have to look forward to in this game?
They have to look forward to 70 some odd characters
Yeah, dude.
and 70 some odd stages. Just everything that has ever been in Smash Brothers is in this game.
It's actually hard to play on the handheld normal Switch screen because there's just
There's so much going on.
there's so much junk on the screen.
Yeah.
You can't
There is a lot going
you can't
on.
tell what stage you're selecting
It's
because there
definitely-
are so many.
I think that's the first Switch game that I really thought like, oh man, I should play this on the TV.
You need to play it on
Yeah,
the TV.
yeah.
It does it justice on the TV.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to play with the Joy-Cons too. You really want to either play with a Pro controller or the GameCube controller that they
like
sell.
the badness
Wait,
of
what?
the Switch controller is
I
like
forgot they do
finally
that.
caught up to
Yeah,
it.
dude, I'm getting that for sure. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
That's
You
amazing.
know, you can't find the adapter anywhere though. They sell the controller all over the place.
I think it's
but the
absolutely
adapter
insane that they
Wait, the
don't
adapter
sell it
doesn't
with
come
the
with it?
adapter.
it
Yeah.
does not come with the adapter. And
This
I
is
went
Nintendo we're talking about, guys.
Were they Apple?
kinda.
The-
I went
no,
on Amazon.
Apple steals that stuff from Nintendo. Back in the day,
Oh,
you
Nintendo's
had
the
to have
original.
you had to have the little link cable, like a hub, so you could connect like to play
Yeah,
Four
yeah.
Swords and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
come on. You had to get an expansion pack for your N64 to play Donkey Kong, the most dookie rare game they ever even made.
Hey, that was a good game. Don't
no, it was not.
shit on Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong 64 is
Back
not
to
a good
Smash.
game.
the
I'm
DK
sorry.
route, dude.
That was the best part about
They
it.
have that in Smash.
Let me talk about Smash. Let me talk about Smash right now.
It's
Yeah.
censored though, right?
I like the so far.
it is.
I like the tanky characters, man. I like just Smash.
like
and
King
stuff.
K. Rool.
Dude, King K.
King
Rool
K.
is
Rool's pretty sick.
Ooh.
pretty sick. His projectiles are insane, dude.
Yeah, he
you
can
have
throw-
like you have the crown,
Yep, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then you have like a cannon that you shoot.
He has his blunderbuss, yeah, that shoots cannonballs.
Yeah,
from
but also
DKC2.
sucks stuff in.
Yes.
So like I think I sucked you in once, didn't I, Justin?
Yeah, he was edge
one
guarding me
time?
and managed to suck me in somehow. I
and
don't
then
know what
shot
happened.
you out over the edge.
Yeah.
Um,
You can, and it's really like retard friendly because like
Hey,
Kevin.
hey.
Hey, let me explain. So Kevin was playing versus Zach, and he was using Rob, the robot character from Star Fox. So Rob has this gear he can throw.
Star Fox?
Rob is from Star Fox,
Oh my.
and then he's this character in Star Fox. Are you guys dumb?
You
guys are
It's
dumb.
not what we need to get hung up on. Continue.
Just check it out later.
Continue.
You'll see that you're
Sure.
wrong. Okay, so anyway, at one point,
not the same
Zach is
character.
spamming all these items, right? And
Yeah,
and
because
Mike,
it's my first
and-
time playing in 10 years.
Right. So Kevin finally figures out how he can deflect them. So Kevin starts deflecting. And then Zach realizes he can just keep pressing the blunderbuss button. So you shoot the projectile, it bounces back off Kevin's attack, and then he sucks it right back in and shoots it again. And it's just over and over.
His counter is really brutal too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool actually.
Yeah, it's fun, dude.
It's like a normal Marth style counter or whatever, but it has really good range. He's like
Bowser's
really
pretty
tanky
good.
and strong. And
Bowser's pretty good, but his range is really bad. Like
Yeah.
it's only real close, but he has a really nasty.
he
grab.
definitely seems faster. Like it seems like they tried
Yeah.
to make the characters that have stereotypically been really bad. They tried to make them more like normalized and try to make more of the cast playable.
Mm.
It's probably a little early to say that for sure, but like
Check out some tier lists. They are all like pretty like just what it is right now. And so just take with a grain of salt that, as the months progress and people learn new moves and like figure it out and they make changes to the game. That'll probably change, but I understand from looking at like the tier list that Pikachu is really high on there.
Really
Diddy's
good,
really high on there. I think King K. Rool is tier A, I think.
He probably is.
Yeah, he's not tier S.
What do you think about the Street Fighter characters?
I wanted to talk about that. I'm so glad you brought it up.
They're really unique.
And that's what I think is so cool is because there aren't a whole lot of other characters in Smash that like we played Tekken 7 one time and Akuma is in that game and he plays like Akuma from Street Fighter. He has commands that aren't in Tekken for other characters. You can do Street Fighter style combos, like you can do the Tatsu Shoryu combo in Tekken 7, and it's just strange. Other characters don't have anything like that.
Yeah. And
in Smash Brothers, Ken and Ryo are like that. You can cancel your smash attack into a special, just like in a Street Fighter game. It's so weird. When you walk back and forth, you remain facing your opponent. You can still do special attacks in other direction, but they just did so many little touches to make them feel more authentic to their games, and I think that. The fact that those characters are so well done, it makes the characters that don't feel like good representatives of their game, like Samus, which I brought up 1,000 times, feel even worse. Yeah. And then the fact that they added another Samus clone character on top of that, it's
There's
like
3 of them now,
Nintendo,
right?
y'all, what are you doing, man? You need to fix Samus. Yeah. You need to make her better.
I'm really surprised
God.
they didn't rework Samus because they reworked a lot of characters. They reworked Ganondorf.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I figured they would try and keep them. I thought they would try and keep them similar since it's like a. Like a compilation style game, but I think she is like the standout member of the cast that really needs another pass over because it feels like you're playing Metroid 1 on the NES and not like Prime or one of the Game Boy Advance games. She just feels so sluggish and slow. All her moves are just so bad.
I think they did make improvements. I played her briefly yesterday or the day before, and I think they did make quite a few improvements. I do think she needs
if
a
she
lot
still
more
has
work,
that, if she still has that floaty jump, it just needs to go. Like
it's less floaty than before.
That it's like archaic, Yeah. She hasn't had that jump since Super Metroid, so I don't understand why they want to give her that when it's such a bad characteristic to have in a game like this. Just make her control like Zero Mission, and she will be amazing. And give her missiles that don't take a million years to fly everywhere. There's so many little things they could do. Like Mega Man's another really cool character. He walks around, has his little buster that he shoots just like in his games. Samus should have been like that.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool that they're now making these characters that are willing to break the mold and not just be like regular Smash Brothers characters. But I think they need to go back over some of those older ones and do the same for them. And we're gonna have a really sick game at that point.
What do you think the new DLC character from Persona is gonna play like?
I don't know a thing about that particular game.
Before we do that, can you go into what the well, let's take a short break and then we'll come back and I want to talk about how you unlock characters because you said you hadn't got them all yet.
Okay.
Oh yeah, good point.
That. It's pretty bad.
We'll be right back after these undescript messages. There's probably not messages.
There's no messages.
No messages. We'll
no messages. Okay. Just stop talking, please.
And we're back live.
Hope you guys enjoyed those messages.
Yeah, those
non-existent messages.
Yeah, it probably just faded to black.
Probably.
You're the one that's editing it, so.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
We're talking about how you unlock characters.
Smash, unlocking characters.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? It was like 2 minutes ago.
I don't remember. Anyway, if you remember in Melee, if you played that at all, to unlock the different characters, there were specific objectives that you had to do for each character.
Or you could play a buttload of versus mode.
Or you could just play a buttload of versus mode. Now, in this game, it's a little different, and it's really vague as to how you unlock the characters. But there's multiple ways to do it. You can do it by playing the adventure mode, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then they'll unlock naturally, but that takes forever to get through that entire adventure mode. I haven't even scratched the surface of it. Or you can play regular Smash games. And I think, as far as what I've researched, it tracks your distance walked across the stage, which is weird.
What?
Interesting.
And after a certain amount of distance, it triggers an event to where it will have a random character appear after that battle.
And you fight the challenger.
And you fight that challenger like before.
Okay.
And then after that challenger is beaten, 10 minutes goes by.
What?
And then it resets and you do the distance again.
Step counter counts over. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. And there is a way you can kind of get around the 10-minute window by turning the game off and restarting it.
Yeah.
So after you fight the challenger, you turn the game off, restart it, complete one match with like one stock by falling off the edge, then you fight another one. Then you restart the game, and start over
So
again.
you literally just
just
grind
grind for characters.
Grind
And-
it out.
And if you lose to a character, they appear in this other mode, like it's like a challenger arena, where
Can you go just fight them straight up?
you go and just fight them straight up. It'll be like you don't choose which ones that you fight, but
At least that makes sense.
you
I
go
mean-
in and it'll fight one random one that you lost to.
I want to hate that. Every fiber of my being wants to hate that. I think there should be like predictable ways you can fight them. Not necessarily like a list that tells you what to do, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it is still a party game, guys. And
Now-
like, let me tell a story,
But-
right? Because I
Yeah,
have a story to go along
Go
with
ahead.
this.
Go ahead.
If you remember in Melee, to unlock Mewtwo, this is oftentimes the last one that people would unlock because I think you had to play for a certain amount of hours before he would appear. I think it was like 24 hours of game time or something, right? So I was at a birthday party one time.
Yeah.
And of course, we had, a 4-player match. I won or whatever.
Of course.
Freaking Mewtwo appeared, dude. All the pressure was on. You gotta unlock Mewtwo for us, Justin. If you have this like way where people are just gonna grind for characters, you're gonna steal that
Now, see-
joy from little kids.
I would completely agree. And I think that you either have to go one way or the other. Like if Smash was just going to do this where you have to grind for all the characters, give us all the characters. Like either give us all the characters or make it really cool and interesting to unlock them. Do you know what I mean?
I think the way
Don't
I
make me
think-
grind for hours.
I
to
think the
try
way
to get all the
Melee did it was
characters.
perfect, where
I
you
think so
you
too.
have cool little challenges you can complete,
Yeah.
like completing
Like
the
you
adventure
remember
mode or whatever.
Luigi's where you had to like finish the adventure level with the timer on 2 or whatever?
Oh yeah, it was like an odd number or an
Yeah.
even number with
Yeah,
the
something weird
final
like that.
digit. Yeah, like I remember Marth, you had to like beat adventure mode or the classic mode or something like that. I think all that stuff's fine. We talked about the way you unlock Mewtwo. But the cool thing about Melee is that if you didn't want to bother with that crap, you could just play a bunch of verses and still
Yeah.
get it. And it allowed for like, if you missed one or you couldn't figure out how to unlock something or whatever, or you couldn't do it, like it was too hard or something, you could eventually just get it through versus matches.
It
I
was
think
an
that's fine.
absurd number of versus matches.
Yeah, it
was
probably
like
should have
2
been lower.
million or something.
It
for
was like
Mewtwo.
it was a couple hundred. Yeah, I want to say it was like 2,000 for Mewtwo or 1,800 or
So
something. It was a
what
buttload.
is? I heard something about when I was looking up Smash like stuff. The Spirit mode, is that the adventure mode?
Yes, that's
Okay,
what, that's,
all right.
that's what
That's
I'm referring
from
So
to.
the
what is that
trailer,
about?
right?
Do we know
Where
what
everyone
that
gets
is?
killed but
This
Kirby.
is like it's got its own title screen. It's like its own little game.
Like the subspace emissary thing?
yeah,
from
it's
Brawl?
called World of Light is what the name is. So
Okay.
the story is that this creature named Galeem, the god of light or something like that.
Why do they make up characters?
I don't know.
Sounds pagan to me, but
But
alright.
he kills.
It does, right? Like
he,
the Babadook.
He murders all the fighters, every single one of them.
that's what the trailer, right? Where they
Except-
get
Wait, so is this Avengers?
Kind
What's
of.
happening?
It's kind of Avengers. He
Mario.
kills everybody.
I don't feel
but
so
Kirby.
Okay, that was pretty good. Yoshi.
That Anyway, he kills everybody, but Kirby escapes
Why Kirby?
Because
I don't want Kirby
the
to be my
World Eater.
protagonist.
because that's Sakurai's creation.
All right, whatever.
That's his little baby. His little baby Kirby.
He's a little devil baby.
Anyway.
That eats everything.
So Kirby survives, and so you start the game
Mm-hmm.
with Kirby, and it's got like a cool little hand-drawn overworld map,
I
like
think
a
that's-
Mario World game,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
where you
cool.
move the character between fights or whatever. It's not really stages; it's just fights. And these fights are augmented by spirits. Now, what spirits are like basically perks that you add to your character, but they're materialized into game characters.
This sounds kind of lazy.
It's hold on.
So the
Okay,
spirits
continue.
of the people that got
Before you
eaten-
get into your negativity, Justin.
Okay.
Yeah, there's time for that.
There's time for that. But, like, for instance, you'll unlock Magic Koopa, and he'll increase magic attack or whatever. Or you'll unlock Starman, who increases Psi attack. Or you'll unlock these different Eevee, which makes only Eevees appear from Pokeballs. Or like,
So they're not just stuff. I mean, are
Okay.
they spirits of stuff that's not actually characters that are not in the game?
yeah, they're just random game characters. I don't know if like Otacon is one of them.
Oh my
Like, there's a bunch of.
Does that one
real
let you
weird
have
ones.
sex with your mom or something?
Yikes. Anyway,
I have the power of cuckoldry. Jesus Christ.
but they augment the fight in really cool ways. It reminds me a lot of like Nightfall Strikes in Destiny.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
Yeah. So we're like the first fight with Mario, he turned into Metal Mario every 3 seconds or whatever.
Oh, that sounds absolutely
it was
wonderful.
it was pretty bad. And so like it creates a really cool dynamic of you never know what you're gonna get into when
Are you playing as
fight
Kirby
the next.
the whole time?
No, you unlock characters as you go.
Okay.
So it's kind of like old school classic mode, but with
That
like a
doesn't
bunch
sound-
of random dice thrown in.
That doesn't
to
sound
keep things
awful.
exciting.
And-
That sounds. I mean,
It sounds fine.
Yeah, it sounds fine. Not nothing I'm
It's-
looking forward to.
Is
But
there anything like melee adventure mode where there's like stages that you go through or whatever?
Not that I've seen so far. I haven't
Okay.
played a lot of it.
Okay, yeah.
But there's really weird hidden spots on the map that you can't get to unless you have a certain spirit or whatever. Like I got to
cool.
these like mushrooms that were like closed, and it said I needed a magic spirit to open them up and create like a bridge across. So I found the Magic Koopa spirit and went back
Wonderful.
and opened it up, and it's kind of Metroidvania-y
That's cool.
like
Yeah,
that.
That's cool.
yeah.
But like it's whatever. Like I'm gonna play through it and probably
when you
touch
need
it
a
again.
break,
never touch it again.
when you need a break from the just versus,
Yeah,
I guess.
scrubs, yeah.
It's something fun to do, I think. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's fine.
I think it's better. So far, I am enjoying it a lot more than Subspace Emissary.
Can we
which
talk
was
more
kinda
about
bad.
Ken and Ryu?
We can talk all you. All you
I have
want about
never,
Ken
and I
Ryu.
have played games with Justin like online and stuff before, even Counter Strike. I have never seen him get this way about.
Oh, you never played
anything.
Street
There is
Fighter.
I guess
nothing-
it's Street Fighter's
yeah,
another level,
Street
right?
Fighter.
There's nothing like a fighting game one-on-one. There just isn't anything like it.
It's fair. That's fair. I did have a lot. We had a lot of fun just playing
Yeah.
1v1, dude. Because I was kind of worried because I'm not typically super great at those games anyway. I just kind of played them because I enjoyed playing them. But even then, even like when there are enough characters like King K. Rool that I didn't feel like I was total
Yeah.
trash. And even if I was losing, it was still super like fun to just be stupid and shoot.
What
people.
I like most about the game, I think, is that it is as accessible as the previous two entries were, but it seems like it's got a way more competitive aspect to it. Like if you really
Yeah.
want to get down into
they
the
had
minutia,
that. They have that. I don't know how they did it in Melee because I didn't play Melee, but they had like a point counter when you play online, and it's like a ranking system. Did you see that? Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that.
So it's like I don't have the title for it is something weird, but it's basically when you win matches you get points, and when you lose you get points taken away.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it matches people with like very similar points. So the guy I was watching on Twitch had like 225,000 points, so he was getting matched with someone else who had and then you can just rematch over and over again and play the same people
That's
over and
cool.
over again.
I think
Which
a
I
fighting
like
game
that.
online needs that.
I like
Yeah.
that a lot because then if you like get somebody, because he found several people who were like really close fights and they were really good. Then he just kept rematching them and stuff, and I thought that was cool because it's a
Yeah.
good way to. I mean, obviously, ranking system isn't new; like that's
Yeah.
what they do on pretty much every multiplayer, like fighting game or whatever. But
Right.
it's
Smash
cool
has
to
never
see.
done it. I don't.
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Let's
it's
talk
cool
about
to
some
see.
of the mechanical stuff. Like
Yeah.
from what I can tell, there's not too many differences between this and like Smash 4. Like you have similar air dodge from Melee. You have like the spot dodge, the rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody still has the same number like special attacks for the most part. Jumps are mostly the same. Recovery seems a little different. You can't edge hog anymore, right? That's completely gone now.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I
I'm
haven't.
not
I
100%
have.
on
I
that
haven't.
either.
I haven't tested it out enough.
Yeah. But I think
to
like
know for
it's
sure.
it's the exact same game. I think is the biggest thing. If you're planning for this to be a Smash Brothers game, that is exactly what it is. There are no
Yeah.
surprises.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
that's the same reason
you're
why
still
we.
gonna die to accidentally like air dodging off the stage.
yeah, I did
If
that
you're
several
bad, it's
times.
still gonna be hard to like do short hops or whatever. It's still gonna be fun to just
Well, I told
turn
you,
items on absolute maximum and just go ham throwing capsules at each other. and
short
seeing
hop
what
is
comes out.
actually a button now. Like you don't have to.
Yeah.
It's not hard to do.
But the controller's bad. But yeah, that
Yeah, the
is
controller's
one nice feature.
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
apparently you can press the jump button and the attack button.
Yep.
And I guess the direction at the same time. So you're kind of doing a little bit of finger gymnastics, not too bad, and control your jump height a little bit easier
Yeah.
than before. Which
I
is
had
nice.
I had the same feeling about this that I did about Pokemon. Like if you liked Pokemon, you'll like this
Yeah.
game. If you like Smash, you'll like this Smash game. Now I think this was
the
more
difference
accessible.
Is, yeah,
as-
the
than
difference with
Pokemon.
Smash is I don't see how you cannot like Smash.
Right? No,
Brothers.
I know. Yeah, yeah.
Like, I can
that-
see how Pokemon is not for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But,
unless
like,
like you
what do
see
you
life
not-
in 25 FPS and you just can't keep up with what's going on, I don't see how
Like
Imagine
you,
this.
you,
like
you
it.
can't play this game and not have a smile on your face.
Yeah.
If
Like,
you
you
do,
just-
like you must be torturing.
there's a bunch of
like, you're being
screaming,
waterboarded at the
just
same time or
people
something.
just yelling at each other. I want to put this on like a 70-inch TV and just like have actual controllers or whatever and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
go ham for like a solid day. That's what I want. I want a day of Smash Brothers. That's what I want.
That's what we need to do.
That's what we need to do.
Maybe we will.
So I think the reviews are in over here. I think Justin gave it a 25 out of 10.
Yeah, game of the decade.
Game of the decade.
Only like slightly sarcastic. Like,
yeah,
slightly.
just a little bit. But again, yeah.
Still not gonna buy a Switch for it though, most likely. So
really?
I guess
I don't know. I thought if
whatever that
anything was
means.
gonna get you, this was gonna get you.
Yeah, and then Michael reminded me that the online for Switch costs money, and that I'd have to buy a controller, and that I have to buy an adapter for the controller, and that I have to buy the Ethernet adapter thing for the Switch. Nintendo needs to get their shit together. I'm not buying a Switch. Sorry.
Well, anyway, he'll watch people play Smash and then just move
I'll play
off of
Michael's
us.
maybe.
There you go. So yeah,
Yeah, you will.
join us. Join us next time.
Bye.
Talk about something else.
Finger gun.